Welcome to Seeking the Garden. We're so glad that you're here. Join us as we have honest conversations about faith today.
Hey! Welcome back to the Seeking the Garden podcast. I'm Taylor.
I'm Hannah Grace.
And yeah, this is our podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the secret place. And HG, why is that important?
The secret place is important because that's where time with Jesus is actually spent. Intentional time with him is spent. Why do you think it's important?
I would agree. I think as we kind of talk more about what it is, the importance of it will also be shown of just, I think, you know someone by spending time with them, and by spending time with Jesus in the secret place is how you actually get to know him. And you want to talk more about what the secret place is?
Yeah. So the secret place, there's so much that we're going to hit on, I think, and we could have hours of conversation with this, but of what is the secret place in its rawest form, I guess, is what that question is asking, is just a place where you and Jesus are spending time, but it's secluded solitude, it's alone. And so I think to actually understand what the secret place is, we first have to understand that Jesus needed time alone with his Father. And so if Jesus needed that time, then we need that time way more than he did.
Right.
And so it's understanding where Jesus went during that time. And throughout all of the Gospels you can see it, but I actually pulled up in Luke 5:15 through 16. Context beforehand is Jesus had literally just healed a person, healed somebody from leprosy. He calls his disciples, and it says, "Yet the news about him spread all the more, so that the crowds of people came to hear him and to be healed of their sicknesses. But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed." And then if you skip to chapter 6, verse 12, it says, "On one of those days, Jesus went to the mountainside to pray and spent the night praying to God." And then in the morning, he came to his disciples, all that. So you can see that Jesus was with the people, but not just with he didn't just stay with the people. He wasn't always surrounded by people. He went to lonely places, and the lonely places weren't just to sleep. They weren't just to be alone and not be with other people, but it was intentional lonely places.
He intentionally retreated to spend time with God, which is, just wild when we think of, okay, so Jesus did that when he's fully God, fully man. And so how much more do we need to do that when, yes, we have the Holy Spirit within us, but we're not Jesus. And so if the secret place is how we actually get to know our Father, then we need to get to know our Father in the secret place. And what's cool is secret, the definition is it's not known or seen or not meant to be known or seen by others. It's confidential. And so if that's your time with Jesus, a place is a specific place too. It's once again a place to retreat. And so the secret place, it's not known or seen by other people. Matthew 6 talks all about prayer. It's the Lord's Prayer. And this is Jesus telling people, on 6 verse 5 starts, "And when you pray, you must not be like the hypocrites, for they love to stand and pray in the synagogues and at the street corners, that they may be seen by others. Truly I say to you, they have received their reward." Their reward was being seen by others. They received it right away because they were seen praying. And so right away they got their reward. And then in verse 6, it says, "But when you pray, go into your room and shut the door and pray to your Father who is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you." And when you pray, do not heap up empty phrases as the Gentiles do, for they think that they will be heard by their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him. Pray then like this. And then it gives the Lord's Prayer. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And I could go on more about Matthew 6. It's one of my favorite chapters of the Bible. But it obviously goes into so many other things like fasting and all that jazz. But once again, like the secret place is secret. It is not seen by others, just like Matthew 6 describes. And Jesus literally says, do that. Like spend time with the Father alone, where other people don't see you. And if you think about like when you're an introvert, like you need to spend time alone in order to have energy to give to others. And the same thing, like you can't give what you haven't received. And so if you haven't spent time with the Father in the secret place, you literally don't know the Father, and you can't then tell people about the Father. Like HG, if we don't hang out, then we don't have time, we don't have conversations, we don't have memories to feed off on. And then how can I tell someone that I know you if I haven't spent time with you? And even like arguably recently, because like you can feel disconnected. You can know someone in the past, but not know them today. And so it's like, once again, it says, shoot, I lost the page. It says, and when you pray, wait, where'd it go? It said something about doing it daily, but you should do this daily. Like it is your daily. Oh, in the Lord's Prayer, it says, give us this day our daily bread. And so it's like that is daily. Like you actually, like manna was given every day. It wasn't a once a year thing. It was like that daily bread, that daily encounter arguably is what actually sustains you. He gives you enough bread for each day, and you get that bread in the secret place with him. And one thing I also love to use to describe the secret place too is the picture of the tabernacle, of how you have the outer courts, you have the inner courts, but then you have the Holy of Holies. And I would argue that the Holy of Holies is the secret place, because that's where it was just the priest and the presence, and the presence of God in the tabernacle. And that, I would argue, is the secret place, because it's just you and Jesus. It's meant for just you and Jesus. It's called the secret place for a reason, because it's just you and Jesus. And there was literally only enough room for the presence and for the priest.
That's good.
And I was going to say one more thing about that. But yeah, there is, like, it's also a fully guarded place. Because when you think of the tabernacle too, like you don't have easy access to it. Like you have to guard that time. You have to guard that physical space. Like part of when we talk about what it actually looks like, my physical space that I enter into to enter into the secret place is actually my closet. Like, yes, I can enter into the secret place in other ways, in other places, but when I'm in my home, I literally go to my closet. Why? Because it's actually a very protected and guarded space. Other people can't hear me talking in there, so I can literally speak out loud to the Lord.
That's good.
And it's what I was actually reflecting on this just yesterday too, of how sweet is it too that my closet is my secret place, because that's my mess. Like that's where my dirty clothes are. That's where my clothes that are hung up are. All my clothes are a piece of who I am and who I present myself to be. Yet not everyone sees all the clothes at once, except for the Lord. Not everyone sees who I am all at once, except for the Lord.
That's good.
And it's my mess. It's what looks nice. It's what's clean, what's dirty. It has my shoes. It's where I get dressed. So talk about the armor of God, getting dressed every day. Like that's where we should be spending our time too, is in the secret place. And that's where we actually know the truth, put on the armor, and walk out with what we're full of into the world. So yeah, I just talked for a while.
No, that was really good.
What does the secret place look like for you?
Well, that's an interesting question to me, because it's changed over the years. Like my secret place has changed as I've grown and changed. And I was trying to think about this of like, okay, what does my secret place actually look like? And right now I think it looks just so different, because that's just the season of life that I'm in, of
Totally.
moving out of my apartment. And so there's like not a secret place there anymore, or like it's because things are being put in boxes and all that. And so, but then I was like, okay, what's like, I needed to go back to the heart of what my secret place was, and not just like, okay, what's the physical location of my secret place?
Totally. Because those are two different things. Also,
yes.
There's a physical space, but there's also a spiritual space.
Yes.
Or even how you think about it spiritually. And I have a different answer for that as well.
Yeah.
Like, keep going.
And I was like, okay, when did I like first learn about the secret place? Like what actually like changed for me when I actually knew that that was a thing? And it was that Matthew 6 verse in first grade. And we had to memorize that verse and then like memorize the Lord's Prayer. And I remember my teacher was like, yeah, I have a prayer closet. Like a space dedicated in my house where like that is my space. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world.
Right.
And I had like a walk-in closet in my bedroom at home that had like, it's like my bedroom. Then you walk into the closet and there's like two sides of it. And then you walk even further and there's the attic. So like
Whoa. So literally the tabernacle?
You have like 3 separate rooms. And like, yeah, I had different things in each of those and all that jazz.
That's crazy.
But I used one half of my closet, like
That's
put a
cool.
beanbag in there and like, and it doesn't look like that anymore. Obviously, like it changed because I got bigger and like couldn't sit in my closet anymore because it got too small and like that kind of
and
thing.
then literally moved out of your house.
Right.
And
Exactly.
So it changes.
But going back to like the heart of what does my secret place actually look like? Right now, it's like the space of like my heart. And it always is.
Right.
But because it doesn't have an actual physical location right now, it is like that space. And I'd argue in like past seasons, like my secret place was my journal. Like that was like the physical location. But I was like, even as of late, I don't think that everything, each intentional time that I'm spending with the Father, like hasn't been written down as of the last couple of months. Because just like the season again that I'm in has just been that there's not as much time to sit down and like write everything.
Because that does take time.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's been that like, I think that the Lord and I are just like storing things up in my heart. And like, even in the verse of like, I was literally talking about this with my roommate last night, I think, but the when like Mary pondered them and stored them up, like that was her secret place. And she literally like, Jesus was her son. So she literally had like immediate communication with him. And you can see like some of that communication in scriptures, but there's so much of it that she just like kept to herself.
Whoa.
And I'm like, that is what the secret place is like being given secrets like of heaven to us that we can just like sit and hold and share with like closer people when the Lord's giving us the time to. But like, that's kind of what my secret place has looked like as of lately, is just like me and the Lord storing more things up and like sitting and processing a lot more. It's been like, okay, the things that have been stored up, now what do I do with all of them? And so it's been kind of like flipping through all the things of like, okay, what does this mean? What does this reveal about who he is and who he says he is? What lie am I believing here that can be replaced with this truth here? That kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, and it's cool too when you if you think of a secret place too, like a treasure chest. Like this isn't how I necessarily think of it, but as you're saying that, I was thinking of that of like, oh, it's like, it's your protected, safeguarded.
Yeah.
You need a literal physical key to open it because it's so protected. It's like a treasure chest, and you get to store up all the things that the Lord is saying, all the things that you guys are experiencing together, and you store it up in the treasure chest.
Yeah.
And you have to have a key to access it. So I think that's really cool. And I've also been I've been reading a lot and just listening to a lot of different things of talking about the power of like speaking things out loud too. This could literally be a whole other podcast, but there's such power in speaking things out loud and because there is power to journal. There is power to
Yeah.
like just like in your mind and in your heart store it up. But there's also such power of like to actually know someone and communicate with them out loud is different than like
Yeah.
the cerebral knowledge of like,
Yeah.
okay, yes, the Lord knows us. He knows all of us. But there's a difference between like him knowing us through like our thoughts versus us having a like outer relationship with him out
Yeah.
loud and talk about how he actually spoke this whole creation into existence. Like there's power in our words.
Yeah.
Um
That's good.
yeah, and I think that that's something too that my secret place like specifically looks like physically is there's power in actually saying things out loud. Like I feel like I actually found my original secret place on my bedroom floor in my room when I read the Psalms out loud, which I was
Whoa.
reflecting on the other day too, of because I'm also in a season where I feel like my secret place has been a little bit far and few and in between. And I'm like, I'm like coming back to it.
Yeah.
And I've noticed the difference on the days when I speak things out loud versus when I just keep it in my heart or in my
Yeah.
mind or in my journal. There's a powerful difference
That's good.
of actually reading truth out loud. And also in the secret place too, it's not just because there's also a difference of yes, reading the word and talking to him in that way, but like
Yeah.
reading it out loud, there's a difference
Yeah.
in that. But then
Yeah.
there's also a difference in absorbing information versus literally letting and leaving space for the Lord to speak.
Yeah.
And I think the secret place is too where we hear him and where we then store up what he literally says to us.
Yeah. That's really good.
Yeah.
I like to, you had said it earlier of the secret place is where we receive so then we can like give out and like
Mhm.
that's so many things you first have to receive before you can give. And I mean, I literally have a tattoo as like a reminder of that, but like our bodies are literally built as that reminder. Like every system that we have has to first receive before it can give out. And that's what gives life.
Whoa. Yeah.
Like the heart has to receive blood in before it can pump it out. The lungs have to receive
Receive air,
oxygen
yeah.
in before like carbon dioxide can be pushed out. Like, and that's what keeps us alive.
Correct.
Like food has to
Yeah.
come in before
in order for us to process it and then give us energy. And like,
yeah.
whoa.
So it's
Yeah,
like we
that's
are
good.
literal physical reminders of that alone.
Yeah.
Of like, if you're not spending time with it, if you're
Jesus.
not receiving it, then you're not alive.
Yeah. Well, and if you're not listening to even what your body is like saying, like pain, we experience pain and that tells us something. If you're not actually like sitting in that and listening to like what our body is processing, what we are processing, then like nothing happens from it and nothing like is able to be healed and restored. And I think a lot of that also happens in the secret place of like the Lord arguably exposing or telling us like the things that like need to be healed in our life. And like that, I mean, reflection. If we don't reflect, we don't actually like grow and learn things because you can experience so much. But if you never actually look back on what you've experienced, then did you like really learn from it?
Right.
Or did you just experience it and then move on? And I think we live in such a busy, fast-paced life too that once again, the secret place is contrary to the world because the world tells us to keep going, tells us to be with people all the time.
Yeah.
And yes, there's beauty in community, but Jesus retreated from his community
Yeah.
as well. So you need that balance. And if we never quiet ourselves from all the noise, we never actually hear his voice.
Yeah.
And like, are you actually like, what voice are you listening to? Are you listening to the world or are you listening to the still small voice from him?
Yeah.
Because the
that's good.
world is loud. Yeah. And I wanted to say two more things. Psalm 91:1 is talks about the secret place. Certain versions and like don't actually say secret place, but it is describing the secret place because it says, "He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust." So it like continues on. That was verse 2. But the first verse is like, "He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty." And like some verses also say like in the shadow of his wings.
Yeah.
And that's a like even a literal image of like what the secret place can look like as well, of literally being protected by his wing, also in his shadow. And when we think of how, when you talk about, oh, I'm following in the shadows of like my mom or my dad, like you're trying to be like them, is what that like reference actually means too.
Yeah.
And so like if we're in the shadow of the Most High, like we're trying to be like him, and how we become like him is spending time with him, yada yada. Also, it's kind of wild because 911 is 911. Where do you go when you need help? Who do you call? You call the police, 911, but you go to the secret place when you need help. You go to Jesus when you need help, when you need to be filled up.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. I think too, like you said it's his still small voice.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you think about the word secret, and like when people are sharing secrets, it's often like people are whispering to each other, like, oh yeah, yeah. And so to think of the secret place in that way too, of like that the Lord doesn't want to shout. Like no parent ever wants to yell.
So
you know?
true.
Like my parents, time and time again, they're like, please don't make me yell at you. Like come down and sit in front of me so that I don't have to yell upstairs to you.
House.
Yeah. Like,
which also when you're yelling, it's typically because there's distance.
Yes.
And you can only hear the still small voice and the whisper
when
if you're close.
Yeah. And so like that's what the secret place is that closeness and the intentional of like actually drawing close.
Yeah. And one of my mentors always talked about this too, of like describing, which she didn't necessarily describe it as a secret place, but then I ended up like, I use this analogy a lot because also like my spiritual secret place for me is a home, and it's like a garden. Those are kind of two different ideas and things, but a garden is tended to.
Yeah.
It's a mess, like what I was just talking about a while ago about my closet. Like it's a mess, but it's all of me. And there's different colors, there's different flowers, there's all these different things, but yet it still needs to be tended to. The weeds need to be pulled out and everything. So it's like a garden in that sense, as far as the growth and the work with Jesus. But I would also describe it as a home, because there's different parts to a home where, say you're sitting on your front porch, if you have a porch, there's people that you like know from afar, you wave to them from your porch, okay? And then there's people that you invite inside your home where they see the kitchen, maybe you share a meal, like that's a little bit more community. Maybe they don't know you super well still, but you spend time with them. And then there's those people that, well, I guess these would be the same people where it's like they like know you well enough and they might adjust things on the wall, like little frames are like crooked, and so they can speak some things into you and give advice, yada yada. But then there's those special like close friends that are welcomed into your room, like your room, where that is the most intimate space. Your bedroom literally tells so much about you, of like what you care about. There's typically pictures of you and your friends on the wall and everything. And I mean, we all have those friends that have never seen our room before.
Yeah.
But then we all have those friends where it's like, that is where you go every time they are over, because that is, you have such an intimate relationship with them.
Yeah.
Where that is where you share so much of your heart. And that's literally where I found my secret place, was on my bedroom floor with Jesus on my knees. And so I love that whole analogy of that, because that, like, the secret place is the most intimate place with Jesus. Yeah.
It's such a special place to be. And like, what, like, if we're going back to the, like, why is it important, or like, where is it? Like, all of these questions that, like, it all comes down to, like, because spending time with Jesus is so worth it. And it doesn't matter where you're spending time with Jesus, but as long as you and Jesus are, like, together, that's all that matters.
Right.
And, like, a secret place has to be built. It takes time. Like, a secret place doesn't just pop up. In one
garden
sitting,
has to be tended
you know?
to. Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where you have to give yourself grace. It does look different as we grow and are
in different seasons, literal physical spaces, moving, changing.
Yeah. Like, I was talking to somebody about their secret place, and they're like, oh, it was this one place. like in their head. And they're like, I feel like me and Jesus right now are on a walk to find the next secret place because I'm in transition of like actual life seasons.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not who I was. And so I need a new place with him.
Yeah.
And he's saying that too. So we're like going to discover it together.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's really beautiful.
even that of what does it look like to ask Jesus and discover with Jesus what a secret place looks like.
Right.
Rather than just going off of what everybody else's secret place is like or whatever.
Right.
Like,
right.
you know?
Yeah. Well, and that even takes me back to like the beginning of the Bible of like walking in the cool of the day with Jesus, like Adam and God. Like, arguably that's like a secret place is walking with you and Jesus or you and God, and getting to know each other that way. And even when you think about it too, like people go on different walks to different places. People like different sceneries. One person might like walking around the city, you know?
Yeah.
But one person might like literally walking in the wilderness and walking in a forest, and the different places that we can go to and know Jesus in. And but yet it's all about the time spent with him, because it's like you're on a walk with him.
Yeah.
And that's what matters more than anything. And it also goes back to like the whole reason of like why we were created. Like we were created to be loved and to love.
Yeah.
And he created us like out of an abundance of love because he wanted an object to love and to have a relationship with. And so if we're not like having that relationship with him, then like what are we doing? That's literally the whole point of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the secret place is really important.
Yeah, just kind of really cool. No big deal.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Again, we could probably have talked about that. Like, there's just so many little aspects to it too. But let this be our encouragement to you of go and find your secret place with Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, don't just take our word for it. Don't just take our experience, but do it for yourself.
Yes.
And have close mentors and friends who can speak into it of, hey, I think like here's an encouragement of try this or I've tried that, but let it be your own thing and your special thing with him.
Yeah.
We love you guys.
Listening. Thank you for listening. We are honored to have you here and a part of our conversation. We pray it blessed you, and we encourage you to share it with a friend or family member. Tune in next week for more.